Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Boosting Your Immune System, presented by Borislow Insurance. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Krystal, and I am with our health and well-being team here at Borislow Insurance. And I wanted to give you a warm welcome today and thank you for attending. Here at Borislow, we offer a wide range of services that include things such as our Wellbeing University, which has content, campaigns, tip sheets, webinars like today's. We also offer strategic planning and culture assessments to health fairs and on-site demonstration. And well, we also offer alternative wellness such as technology literate benefit apps and things of that sort. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We will share some contact information at the end. Today's webinar will be interactive and engaging. There are different polls that I will ask you to participate in. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I have another member of our team, Miss Kim Grady, and she will be answering those along the time that we are together. So today we will cover what is the immune system and how does it work, the different types of immunity that we have, the various response phases that the immune system utilizes, and I will cover a few ways to boost your immune system that you have control over on your day-to-day basis. First, I'd like to test your knowledge. So if you would interact with the poll, the question is, or the statement, excuse me, is the immune system begins in the bone marrow. Do you believe that to be true or false? I'll go ahead and give you a few minutes to answer. And while you're answering, I'd just like to share a little disclaimer that I am not a licensed physician. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact your primary care provider with any specific questions that you may have. This webinar is for educational purposes only. All right, let's wrap up that poll. And correct, the immune system is true. It does start in the bone marrow. So as you can see here, we have the bone marrow on the right, and it then matures in the thymus. So right around this area, it starts to mature. And once it is mature, it actually is stored in strategic locations. So for example, the tonsils and the adenoids actually guard the throat and the lungs. And then you can see on the picture, you can see the Peyer patches, which actually guard the digestive system. From there, the lymphatic system is utilized to transport your immune system throughout your body. So they kind of use it like a highway system, and that helps filter out any harmful materials or germs. We have various types of immunity. So to begin, we have passive immunity, which actually is the process of receiving antibodies from a certain disease or a toxin rather than making them yourself in your own immune system. So for example, a transfusion would be an example of a passive immunity. We actually have an innate immunity, which is something that we are born with. So the defense system from, say, our moms actually is utilized in our own bodies as she has gone through her different life experiences and created her own immune system response, which is then transferred to newborns. Then we move on to adaptive or acquired immunity, and that is your body's response to being directly affected by a certain virus or an infection. And so that then we will go through the various phases and how that works. So throughout your life circumstances and as we see today. There are always new viruses or infections coming. And so that is your body naturally collaborating with the natural world and creating its own self-defense. All right, here's our next poll. If you could test your knowledge, what are the immune system response phases? And if you could take a moment to see if you can list them in the correct order. I'll give you a few minutes to do so. Okay, and let's just end that poll here. And great job, everybody. The various phases include recognize, attack, regulate, and memory. So just a little bit about each one before we move forward to the ways to boost your own immune system. The first step is to recognize. So we talked a little bit about your passive or your born immunity. So things such as barriers like your skin or your hair or mucus are the entry level self-defense recognition. And so once your body sees something foreign, it tries to eliminate it before it proceeds. And so the way that your body does that is each cell actually has specific identification molecules, which are called antigens. And those are on the surface of the cells, which allows your body to recognize if a certain bacteria or virus, fungi, toxin, any foreign substance has entered your body. If it moves past those barriers, it then moves into the attack phase. And the attack phase is where the white blood cells are actually activated. So once they recognize an invader, they activate and they actually attach themselves to invaders. And these cells actually ingest or kill, or sometimes both, the specific invader. When the white blood cells or the T cells are activated and they are in their attack phase, they actually release a substance that attracts other immune cells to that trouble area, and they help kind of join an army to attack those invaders. When they send that released substance out, it actually mobilizes those defenses. So like we talked about before, the lymphatic system is utilized as the highway. Then you will see once the attack is over, it is very important to regulate. And so this system or this phase is important because the body must regulate in order to prevent extensive damage to your body. So if that occurs, if it's not regulated, what happens is an autoimmune disorder. And so the T cells really help to control and regulate so that your body doesn't continually fight against itself when the invader is no longer a threat. And lastly, we move to memory. And so after the invader is eliminated, most of the white blood cells actually self-destruct and are then ingested and eliminated naturally through our dynamic systems in our body. And so once that is complete, there are actually a few cells that are spared, and those are spared for memory purposes, and they're called memory cells. The importance of that is to, one, create a robust adaptive or acquired immunity, like we talked about before, through our life experiences and our day-to-day contact with the outside world. And what this does is once you have it in your memory bank, then it helps your body to respond more vigorously next time this invader may try to encounter you, and your body can help fight off the invader much faster and much quicker and much more efficient. Next, we will move into the 7 ways to boost your immune system in your day-to-day life. Certain things we can't control, as you know, in the world that we live in today, but there are many things that you can do. So I just picked a few, and feel free to take what served you and to leave the rest. These are just suggestions or things that might be helpful in your world. If not, if nothing speaks to you, then please don't feel any pressure to utilize a specific one or few. But before we move into the 7 different ways, I'd like to test your knowledge one more time and ask you, what percentage of the immune system resides in the gut? I thought this fact was pretty interesting, and so I'll give you a few minutes to answer. Do you think it's 30 to 40, 50 to 60, or 70 to 80? I'll go ahead and start to close the poll. Thank you so much for everyone who participated. The correct answer is 70 to 80% of your immune system resides in the gut. That's a lot. So naturally, gut health is number 1 on my list, and that includes digestive health, bathroom habits, energy levels. So when your gut bacteria is properly balanced, there's good bacteria and bad bacteria, then it actually helps support your immune system. And you can notice maybe any food intolerances or how regularly you use the restroom or your natural energy levels, depending on what type of foods you eat. So for example, pretty common to be kind of tired after Thanksgiving. So recognizing how you feel after you've eaten. Next is nutrition. So there's a few things that you can add to your diet or your nutrition to help build your natural healthy gut bacteria. And there are things that we should limit to help limit that exposure. So first on the list is fiber. Fiber from natural plant-based foods helps feed and create healthy bacteria in your gut. Healthy fats like those in olive oil or salmon or chia seeds help boost your body's immune system response to pathogens and actually decrease inflammation. Probiotics are a trendy word now, but they are also very important, and they are found in fermented foods like yogurt or kombucha is a drink. And these help to reduce inflammation and improve your healthy gut bacteria. The limit side obviously does the opposite. So they increase inflammation and increase unhealthy bacteria in your gut. So sugar is a big one, alcohol, any fatty processed foods, and any food intolerances that you naturally find that you have throughout your experience with your nutrition. Next is sleep, and this is very important because it allows your body to intentionally focus its energy on healing all of your internal dynamic systems. So the recommendation is 6 to 8 hours. As I'm sure you know, everybody is a little different, so please listen to your body. But I also wanted to include rest time as well. Oftentimes nowadays we're on the go, run from this to that. And if we aren't physically going from here to there, because a lot of us may be home now due to the global pandemic, but it might be important to schedule some active rest time. And that might look like a massage or meditation, or just listening to your body and taking a nap if your body is tired. And that will help boost your immune system to allow it to heal naturally in its own time. Next, number 4 is movement. So First, I'd like to just touch base that prolonged intense exercise actually suppresses your immune system as it can't focus on specific immune system function. And so moderate exercise is recommended, 150 minutes per week, the standard, which actually helps to reduce your inflammation and allows your immune cells to regenerate regularly. Somatic movement is also important. So somatic movement looks like yoga, and that helps your lymphatic system or your circulatory system, and that allows you to help support a healthy immune system function. Number 5 is stress. So stress is always a big one and something that we always talk about as it holds extreme importance. As you know, stress increases inflammation in your body, and that imbalances all of your systems, including your immune system. And this can be found in adults, but it can also be found in children. So having a stress management plan is extremely important. And that could be scheduling alone time. Alone time takes off a lot of pressure from the outside world. And so that might look like meditation or journaling or some physical activity that you find fun, like dancing or playing, or even just talking with somebody helps reduce stress. So please put that on your list to help whether yourself or a loved one, or maybe even children. Everybody can use a little stress management time. Number 6 is environment. So there is a healthy amount of exposure to a variety of germs that actually is healthy and good for our immune system. Without exposure, then we could be easily compromised. And so naturally over time that evolves, right, as do we. So now we live in a very modern world today that has many tools and systems to sanitize our water, our food, our homes, all the things. And so you might see or notice the rise in maybe food or skin allergies. And an allergy is just the immune system's response and in creating inflammation. And this is oftentimes due to the fact that we have all these tools and we can sanitize our food and we don't have to live like we did many, many years ago. And so our body doesn't naturally collaborate to all of these substances because we have the ability to sanitize. So products are internal and external. They might be hygiene products or cleaning supplies or kitchenware, cookingware. They could be exhaust fumes or pesticides. Air quality is a big one, or mold exposure. So as we all know, as we've been living in this world for a few years now, the best defense for your immune system is to wash your hands. So I won't go into depth because we've been hearing it for years, but to take the appropriate amount of time to wash your hands regularly will be the best barrier to prevent any invaders into your immune system. And lastly, vaccines are noted because a vaccine is actually an imitation of the infection. So as you can see in today's world, it's talked about quite a lot. And the purpose of a vaccine is actually to help your body recognize it as it's a smaller dose per se, to help your body create memory cells. So if you are in fact exposed to a certain virus or fungi or bacteria, then your body can help defend itself much more efficiently. And so again, that's the last tip or our way to boost your immune system. I'd like to remind you to take what serves you and to leave what doesn't serve you. You know your body best. And so to please pay attention and be aware and listen to yourself and your body. You're the best one for any of this. And so just a quick recap. We touched base on the different types of immunity, both passive or maybe things that we're born with, and adaptive, and things that we've been exposed to um, over time, and then the response phases. So to first recognize an invader and then attack the invader. And then once the invader has been destroyed, to then regulate so that we don't develop an autoimmune system disorder, and then to save the memory cells for future reference or resource. Boosting your immune system, I like to list the top three as gut health, as it is 70 to 80% of your immune system is held in your gut health, followed by rest for natural healing and movement to get all of your dynamic systems to help regulate and to be stronger. The truth is, our immune system already knows what to do. It's incredibly sophisticated and really complex. So it's best for us to give it the optimal environment and fuel, and to kind of just get out of the way and let it flourish. So as we wrap up, I'd like to do another check-in. What will you do today to boost your own immune system? And you will see listed out the different ways, the 7 ways to boost your immune system: gut health, nutrition, sleep, movement, stress, environment, and vaccine. Excuse me. So I'll give you a few minutes just as a little fun part for today. Thank you all for sharing. I'll go ahead and wrap that up. It looks like many are going to focus on gut health and movement, which is very exciting. And then just a quick check-in. Did you learn something new in today's webinar? I hope you found it helpful and engaging. Please feel free to share with your coworkers or friends and family, and hopefully they enjoy it as well. Thank you so much. 95% said they learned something new today. So thank you again for joining us. My name is Krystal. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our health and wellbeing team here at Borislow Insurance. You can reach them through the email at wellness@borislow.com. I appreciate you being here today, and I hope you have a fantastic afternoon. Take care.